The Tempest. The Tempest, a five-act drama penned by William Shakespeare, made its debut around 1611 and found its way into the first folio of 1623. This publication resulted from Ralph Crane, a scrivener for the King's Men, editing and transcribing the author's manuscripts which had been enhanced for stage production. Commencing with a tumultuous shipwreck scene, the narrative promptly shifts to a remote island where Prospero, a multifaceted and enigmatic character, resides with his daughter Miranda alongside two distinct attendants, Caliban, a wild and monstrous entity, and Ariel, an ethereal spirit. The play is adorned with melodious tunes and verses that conjure an atmosphere of enchantment enveloping the island. Through its exploration of magic, deceit, vengeance, and kinship, The Tempest traverses a tapestry of themes. In Act 4, Tempest introduces a masquerade, acting as a play within the play, adding splendor, allegory, and formal language to the narrative. Prospero employs his magical prowess to summon a tempest, subjecting the survivors of a shipwreck, among them the King of Naples and Prospero's deceitful sibling Antonio, to torment. Meanwhile, Prospero's enslaved being, Caliban, hatches a scheme to liberate himself from his master's grasp, only to be foiled by the intervention of Ariel, Prospero's otherworldly servant. In an unexpected turn, Ferdinand, the youthful son of the king, believed to have perished, finds love in the form of Prospero's daughter, Miranda. As festivities commence, they are abruptly curtailed by Prospero's confrontation with his brother, where the truth of his identity as the ousted Duke of Milan is laid bare. This revelation leads to the reconciliation of estranged families and the resolution of all conflicts. As the tale draws to a close, Prospero bestows freedom upon Ariel and readies himself to depart from the island. Characters of the play: Prospero, the rightful Duke of Milan; Miranda, daughter of Prospero; Ariel, a spirit in service to Prospero; Caliban, a servant of Prospero and a savage monster; Alonso, King of Naples; Sebastian, Alonso's brother; Antonio, Prospero's brother, the usurping Duke of Milan; Ferdinand, Alonso's son; Gonzalo, an honest old counselor; Adrian, a lord serving under Alonso; Francisco, a lord serving under Alonso; Trinculo, the king's jester; Stefano, the king's drunken butler; Juno, the Roman goddess of marriage; Ceres, Roman goddess of agriculture; Iris, Greek goddess of the sea and sky; Master, master of the ship; Mariners, boatswain, servant of the master; nymphs and reapers. Summary of the play. Act 1. Close to a Mediterranean island, a storm overcomes a ship that carries King Alonso of Naples, his son Ferdinand, and his brother Sebastian. They were home from Tunis to Italy when the storm hit and demolished their ship. Shipwrecked with them are the courtier Gonzalo and the Duke of Milan Antonio. From the island, Prospero, the former Duke of Milan, watches the storm and shipwreck with his 15-year-old daughter Miranda. Miranda fears for the ship's crew, but Prospero assures her that everything is fine. He decides to open up about his past, telling her how 12 years previously his brother Antonio had deposed him in a coup. With the aid of Gonzalo, Prospero had escaped in a boat with the infant Miranda and his books of magic. They traveled to the island, made it their home, and enslaved the only native islander, Caliban. The only other island inhabitants are spirits, including Ariel, whom Prospero had rescued from imprisonment in a tree. Since Antonio was on the boat that is now shipwrecked, Prospero hopes finally to rectify his past. As Miranda sleeps, Prospero discusses his role in the shipwreck with Ariel. They plot what to do with the men now that they are on the shore. The courtiers from the ship are cast ashore unharmed, but the king is near despair, believing that Ferdinand, his son, drowned. Ferdinand has arrived safely in a different part of the island where he meets Miranda and instantly falls in love. Prospero, fearing for his daughter, captures Ferdinand and forces him to carry wood. In the meantime, Ariel seeks freedom. Prospero promises that he will liberate Ariel from servitude following completing just a few more tasks. In Act 2, Ariel uses music to lead the courtiers astray, while Sebastian and Antonio plot to kill the king while he is asleep. Ariel foils their attempt. All the people from the ship become even more confused as they wander around. The timid court fool Trinculo has come ashore and discovered Caliban in another part of the island. Trinculo hides beside Caliban from an approaching storm, and the ship's butler Stefano finds them. Act 3 to 4. Stefano, Caliban, and Trinculo, at Caliban's suggestion, intend to kill Prospero and make Stefano lord of the island. They get very drunk before setting off to the cell to kill Prospero. Ariel, who saw the whole thing in his invisible state, reports this wicked plot to his master. Meanwhile, Prospero has relented and blessed Ferdinand and Miranda's marriage. Then he entertains them with a mask of goddesses and dancing reapers before he remembers Caliban's plots. Prospero and Ariel then set a trap for the three plotters. Stefano and Trinculo fall for the plot and become distracted by gaudy clothes hung out for them. After touching the clothing, they are chased away by spirits disguised as dogs. In Act 5, Ariel brings all the courtiers to the cell where Prospero, renouncing his magic, reveals himself. Instead of enacting his revenge, he forgives them and accepts the return of his dukedom. Ferdinand and Miranda are betrothed. Sailors come to announce that the ship is safe. Prospero fulfills his promise and frees Ariel, while Caliban and the drunken servants are rebuked. The play ends as all celebrate their reunions, and Prospero asks the audience to release him from the play. Themes of the play. The play Tempest is about forgiveness and reconciliation as Prospero forgives all those who wronged him and his daughter and returns to resume his dukedom in Milan. In a more postmodern fashion, the play is concerned with itself as a play. With its theatrical illusions and disguises and the action directed by the main character Prospero, it explores theatrical production. The Tempest has been put to varied interpretations, from those that see it as a fable of art and creation, with Prospero representing Shakespeare, and Prospero's renunciation of magic signaling Shakespeare's farewell to the stage, to interpretations that consider it an allegory of Europeans colonizing foreign lands. Magic was a taboo subject in Shakespeare's time, with witches and other occultists routinely burnt at stake. Shakespeare is exploring the potential of magic for good rather than evil. Other themes are civilization versus nature, authority, appearance and reality, as usual in Shakespeare.